$42,000. $42,000 is not how much I spent on the gazebo. It's actually how much money I saved in my pocket by doing the work myself and by finding crazy deals on Marketplace. I've divided the costs into two categories: the gazebo cost and my backyard cost. So my first big expense was dealing with a permit issue. The city rejected my permit, and so I had to pay $600 to get an exception. Luckily for me, it got approved, and that's when I called the sawmill. The total for the lumber was $2,040. I did shop around, so I actually ended up saving $910 comparing it to the first quote that I got. By the way, I did do my research. I wanted to see what this would have cost me if I would have paid a company. So I reached out to a timber framing company and they quoted me $14,800, not including roofing, not including flooring. $15,000 for just the structure. Now let's talk tools. The first tools I bought were pretty much for all the timber frame joinery. First thing I bought was this ridiculously massive 1.5-inch timber frame chisel. I don't know where I left it, but it got a bit rusted. But when you get it, it's really beautiful. It's super sharp too. This one was $145. Then for the wood peg holes, I got a 1-inch auger bit. This is 8 inches long. For the mortises, I got these 1.5-inch. It's a whole bit, a 2-pack for $30. 2 packs of 80 grit sandpaper. These are the 50 packs, $60 for both. And last but not least, I had to get myself a Japanese pull saw because, did I need it? I don't know. Now let's talk rafters. I really wanted to have clean rafters with no hardware, no screw heads, no nail heads. The way I did that was first off by drilling with this drill bit that was $25 for this 1/4-inch, 18-inch long drill bit. And then I ended up getting these on Amazon. This is a box of 50 screws. They're 14 inches long by 3/8 for $315. I ended up selling the ones that I had left over. So I ended up selling 20 screws for $140 on Marketplace. I used 30 cement bags for the holes, but keep in mind that you might only need around 20 bags if you don't have a massive hole like I did after removing a tree stump. I spent $180 on the 30 bags, so I'll add 20 bags to the gazebo cost. I won't be adding the cost for the tree stump. That was my friend who did it and removed the stump for free, so thank you, Jimbo. So I bought 6 2x4s to brace the posts, a new blade for my circular saw, and another one for my Sawzall. I would now recommend buying enough 2x4s to brace the 6 posts up all at once. I did it my way because I worked on this in my spare time throughout the entire summer. So to see progress and to stay motivated, I worked on the 3 posts, I chiseled them out, and then I raised them, I set them, and then I worked on the beam. Anyways, all this to say that it led to some issues that I'll be discussing in the next video. I have to thank Matt for the waterproofing membrane. He said I didn't owe him anything. For the people that are interested in this, it's called Blue Skin. It's the stuff that they use on concrete foundations to fix a crack repair. I probably only used 1/3 or 1/4 of the roll. Brand new would cost you $160. Keep in mind that I really only used this stuff because it was there and given to me, but if not, I probably would have burnt the wood at the base or used some oil to prevent rotting. So we'll see in 10 years if this was a good or bad decision I made. You'll notice that I had access to an excavator, which was a lucky surprise to me because initially my plans were that I was going to rent a beam lift to get the beams up onto the posts. But once again, Matt, my awesome neighbor, saw me working outside with all of this massive lumber and he proposed bringing his excavator every weekend throughout the summer whenever I needed it. So I didn't say no. I said, yes, please. Next up, wood finishing. I ended up using this penetrating oil from Home Depot, cedar natural tone, and that ended up costing, I used 2 gallons, so $140 in finishing oil. For the polycarbonate roofing, it was a massive challenge to find these super long sheets. I reached out to a few plastic companies and the longest they had was 12 feet and I needed something at least 16 feet. I was lucky enough to find a seller on, I can't remember if it was Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji. He wanted $550 or $600 a sheet. I got him down to $500 a sheet. I paid $1,500 and he threw in the rubber donuts, the caps, the C channel, the H channel, and the breathable tape. All the lights I installed are 12-volt lights. I'll leave links in the description of pretty much everything I bought for this build. I have 8 spotlights. They're all 2800 Kelvin. That is the color temperature. The lower the number, the yellower the light's gonna be. 2800 is like romantic, but if you get up to like 5000 or 6000, you start getting hospital vibes. I highly recommend below 3000 Kelvin. The 12-volt dimmer, which by the way I absolutely love, was 35 bucks. Also a great purchase on Amazon. I bought the 2 rolls of 18 gauge cable for 15 bucks. I bought the 12-volt power supply that was rated for 5 amps and that was 25 bucks. I found a used Sonos speaker on Marketplace for $125. I'm sure by now you're like,
geez, this guy really loves Marketplace.
and you wouldn't be wrong. I absolutely love Marketplace. I'm hunting, I search, and then boom, I find the craziest deals. I also bought a wall mount for the speaker from Amazon for 38 bucks. I found an exterior grade cable for 40 bucks. Also a crazy find on Marketplace. Probably would have cost me 100 bucks. PVC conduit was another 40. The electrical outlet box was 50. And for the breaker, I had a bunch of spares, so that's what I used. Now onto the gutters. I called someone to see how much he would charge me for this small 20-foot section, and he told me it wasn't worth it for him unless he charged me 600 bucks plus tax. So I said, it, and I went to Home Depot and spent a total of $220 for everything gutter related. I also bought one drip edge just to see how it looked, and I liked it so much I went back and I got 8 pieces of drip edge total, costing me $120. I initially wanted to make my own wood pegs out of oak and cherry, but due to, just not having enough time, I ended up buying 12 wood pegs, also on Amazon. They're 1 inch thick. I believe they were 12-inch long, and that was 45 bucks for all 12 of them. I had to raise the concrete sidewalk around the pool to make it level again. That cost me 120 bucks in spray foam cans. Big shout out to my dad for giving me the rest of his spray foam tanks after one of his personal projects, so I probably saved 500 bucks there. I also had to move some pool plumbing and electrical and equipment. That was about 120 bucks in pipes and fittings. So as you might have seen in the video, I did buy used paver stones, and the reason being is really just price. I got a crazy deal. I paid $2 a square foot, and then with delivery, it ended up costing 2,500 bucks for 1,100 square feet. If we consider the area around the gazebo and under it, it's approximately 400 square feet. It would have cost me 950 bucks about just for that area. This to me was the craziest deal of the summer. When you compare it to quotes I got, 1,100 square feet of that was almost $9,000. So $9 grand just for the pavers, no installation. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for flooring, exterior flooring. So because I am the way I am, I reached out to a company to get a quote, and the quote for the pavers, the labor, and everything else, $27,500. That's a shitload of money. For the base prep, limited to the area under and around the gazebo only, I used 12 tons of gravel, which set me back 430 bucks. I saved on delivery fees because I used my buddy's truck. I got 5 tons of stone dust for the same area, costing $155. I purchased 3 galvanized pipes, 3/4 inch by 10 feet long. That's for screeding the stone dust. I bought a roll of geotextile fabric, but considering only the part under and around the gazebo, it cost about 100 bucks. I also got 4 bags of polymeric sand, 60 feet of edge restraint, and 63 10-inch nails. As for renting tools, I was lucky once again that my buddy Matt had a spare cut-off saw to trim the pavers. Thanks to him, I saved another 60 bucks a day in rental costs. Now that we're about to reach the totals for the expenses, I just want to share something that absolutely blows my mind. When I look at the stats from my 53-minute video, out of all the people that watched it, only 0.3% decided to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, I am so happy this is the first real big video I upload. That means that 99.7% of you are watching this from the other side of the fence.
Oh wow, would you look at this?
So before we look at this total, I just want to make sure to let you guys know that in the savings tab I have here, we do not include a roof. So how much would it cost to get a roof in? How much would it cost to get the lighting in? How much would it cost to raise the concrete sidewalk? How much would it cost to do all these extra things I did for such a premium gazebo? I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just gonna give myself a price. I'm gonna say probably cost an extra $10,000. For the gazebo structure only, we're looking at $5,043. That's with all the marketplace deals. So if you're not someone that's gonna be looking for the craziest deals, then you could be looking between 5,000 and 6,000. Now for the flooring, 400 square feet of flooring under and around the gazebo is $2,010. So 400 square feet around the gazebo and the gazebo structure, it's $7,053. My total cost, including all the pool area, the pavers all along the sides of the pool, and the pavers on the other side of the pool, that is $9,943. The total of saved money I see here is $53,710. If I subtract the savings of $53,710 with my full backyard cost, which is $9,943, I am left with $43,767. This project is not over. We still got the massive outdoor kitchen I want to build. It's going to be all brick with the chimney. So to the 99.7% of you, I don't want you to miss out on the next video. The video about the 10 biggest mistakes while building this freaking thing. See you in the next one.